Hey villagers, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. We are going to be doing our baby Noah's 6-month update. Yay! Woo woo! So let's get started.
Life unscripted, pain and fun and laughs, come witness. Come witness. April's life has changed so much, see what it's like with a new mom touch. It's okay if you don't have a clue, join the club cause it's new to us too. It's a mom's life unscripted, hey.
All right, so if you saw the 3-month update, I pretty much covered everything from birth. This is going to be from 3 months to 6 months, all right? So I'm not giving no backstory about what he did, how he came to the world, yada, yada, yada. I will provide a link up in the cards so that you can see the 3-month update and you can get up to speed on the 6-month update. So now that he is 6 months, let's just jump right into some of the milestones that he has hit from 3 months on. You might see Cooper in the video because, you know, he's my other child. He's my sidekick. And I have the balloon in here. So if you see it floating, that's why. We got to do it big over here. We celebrated 2 things, actually. It was my husband's birthday as well as Noah's 6 months. So I just figured I would use the balloon from the party because it was still here. So the first question that I get often is about his doc band or baby helmet. He started wearing it at around 4 months old, and we noticed that he was starting to get a flat head. And so it was recommended by our pediatrician that we look into getting the doc band system. I get a lot of questions on IG about it. So if you want me to do a separate video regarding the whole process and how we got into giving him a doc band, just leave comments below this video and I will definitely work on that. It's pretty detailed and I'm not going to get into all of it for this video, but just know that he started wearing it at about 4 months old. He's almost finished treatment, so by the time you see this video, he'll have about maybe like a week and a half left, if maybe a week left. So the next couple of videos that you see, he will probably have it on or have it off. It just depends, but he's almost done his treatment, and your pediatrician as well as the specialist that they refer you to will let you know how long the treatment needs to be. But since he's just turned 6 months, that kind of gives you an idea of how long he's had to wear it. So that was something that between the 3 to 6 month range that we noticed we had to do for Noah. He is still teething. No, his teeth have not popped in yet. He's teething really, really hard. I did mention in the 3-month video that he had started teething, and that's when he was around like close to 3 months. So he's still continuing to teeth. It's just really ramped up at this point. He drools all over the place, and so what we've had to do is either keep a bib on him or keep the burping cloth like right next to him, you know, to alleviate getting a rash on his neck. I think I mentioned that in my teething video, and I'll link that as well, so that you have an idea of what to expect when teething. He started rolling over. That was something that I would say, started to do within the last month or so. He's scooching, so like he's trying to figure out how to crawl. He hasn't gotten the whole arm coordination thing. He is scooching, so he does know he needs to use his legs, but he's not too sure what to do with his arms. But let me tell you something, whether he's scooching or he's rolling, he's fast, okay? And so I can't even, it's almost like he is crawling and walking, because you look 1 minute and he there. The next minute, he over there. And then you look over there, he up there. So I've definitely had to like keep a closer eye on him. Once they become mobile, like that's it. So he's almost at the point where he's pretty mobile. Him and Cooper, they're becoming a lot more acquainted. So Cooper licks his feet, licks his hands. So he's becoming more comfortable with Noah's presence. Noah does try to like crawl to where Cooper is. And Cooper's pretty smart. Like he knows he can't really, hurt Noah or do anything crazy. So when Noah comes his way, he will actually scared and move out of the way. He'll just look at him and turn his head like, what are you doing? But Cooper has to feel like he's controlling the interaction versus Noah controlling the interaction. So that's the only thing with the two of them. But it's going a lot better. I know in the 3 month I mentioned that Cooper wasn't really interested in Noah, but now he's a little bit more interested, I guess, because Noah's doing a little bit more. All right. So Noah is standing and sitting up on his own. Obviously, he can't do it for long periods of time, but he is becoming more familiar with like building his own independence and understanding that like he can get where he got to go on his own. Obviously, we still have to pick him up because Noah clearly is like not interested in trying to learn how to walk on his own quite yet. But if he sees something that he thinks he can get a hold of, he will roll over there and scooch. So it's pretty hilarious to see him do that. He's really working his hands and his feet. Before he was grabbing everything with his hands, but now he's starting to grab everything with his feet and use his hands to like assist, which I think is very, very funny. It's amazing how first they start with their hands and then they start with their feet. So hopefully once he figures out that everything is connected together, we can get some crawl action on there. Probably by the 9 month update, he would have been crawling, but who knows? We're just making sure that, he does what he's going to do. He's hitting all the milestones that he's supposed to for his age. So he seems pretty happy and he gets where he got to go. And like I said, we're pretty excited to see him enter this phase where he's a lot more active. So we did get the approval at the 4 month appointment to start introducing solid foods, but we haven't been really consistent with doing the solid foods. I know that once I went back to work, trying to integrate solid foods became a challenge because I only had a small window of like a work break in order to like feed him and get back to work. So I know on my end, I haven't been able to really be consistent with trying to introduce solid foods to him. We did start at 4 months, and then I would say the past maybe few weeks, we haven't been able to introduce it consistently to him. I know that's something that we need to do. So we're going to make sure that now that he is 6 months, he has to start consuming solid foods more regularly because as they get older, formula cannot be their main source of nutrition. It's only a supplement at that point. So he's tethering the line of supplementation and he needs to be eating solid foods. So we definitely are going to make sure he's doing that. We've introduced to him apples, pears, bananas, green beans, butternut squash, prunes, and carrots. He's also eaten some carrots, sweet potato. So he's been introduced to a lot of different foods. We also gave him the cereal and the oatmeal, but he threw that up. So we're going to try it a different way to see if we can reintroduce the oatmeal and the rice to him. Usually they always tell you if you're going to introduce babies to food, you can start with the stage 1, like little baby food that they have, which is what Noah's on, or you can do the oatmeal and the rice. But because he was spitting up both of that, we just moved more to the solid foods. But we're definitely going to try and integrating that again, because I'm sure a pediatrician is going to be like, all right, it's been 2 months and he's still drinking only formula. Like, come on, y'all. But hey, we're first time parents and we're learning. So hopefully, we can get him a more of a regular pattern with eating solid foods. I don't know. Personality is definitely starting to pop through. There are certain things that Noah does that's pretty funny, and I think he's becoming more aware of like things that he should and shouldn't do. For example, like I'll be on FaceTime with my family and then he'll hang up the phone and then I'll call them back and he'll just start smiling or laughing like he knew he wasn't supposed to do that. And it's pretty funny because you're like, are you really aware that you weren't supposed to hang up on them? So that's funny. You could tell like he wants to joke, but also at times he can be like very serious. So a little bit of a little bit of his personality is starting to pop out. I don't know what age they really pop out like that, but I do notice that some things make him laugh. Some things make us laugh that he does. Like, for example, with the balloon, if he really got a good grip on it, he would start slapping it. It's pretty funny. And, you know, he's been trying to with the balloons because at first he was like, what is that? But more recently, now that he's more familiar with like, oh, this is another thing I can, you know, figure out. He's been like putting it in his feet, his hands, make sure I explain to him what a balloon is and you can't eat it, things like that. So it's really, that's been like some of the fun now that he's getting a little older. He's becoming a little bit more active, that we can see his personality develop a little bit more. So we haven't really had anybody babysit Noah. I think we did it one time and I was not really feeling it. So I don't know when the next time somebody's going to babysit him. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, you know, because of being in quarantine, it's mainly just been him and myself. So the two of us have just been together. And so when other people like take him for long periods of time, I get a little anxious. I'm trying to work on that because one day, obviously, he'll have to go to school and he'll have to go to like other people to get to know them and stuff. But I think for now, because of everything that's just going on, my mommy instinct is like, no, if he's upset, we got to fix it. And I think that's most moms, you know, you kind of figure out how to best deal with your baby because you're with your baby the most. So that's kind of where we are. But as he gets older, we can try again with letting people babysit him. But no, it's a no for me. Finally, in the process of transferring Noah from his bassinet into his room, I did a clean with me video where we actually cleaned out his room because we were using it for storage. I will also include a card of where you can watch that. And so I cleaned out his entire room because the next few weeks, we're going to be transitioning him out of our room into his own room. This is the age that usually babies start to transition out of their parents' room into their own room. So we're definitely going to do it slowly, but the goal is to have him in his own room, in his own crib, in his own bed, in his own room. And I can finally have my room back. I mean, we still have Cooper, but at least one of the two children won't be in our room. I have started introducing flashcards to him. He's very interested. If you've seen flashcards, you know, they have the different stimuli. You can do the ones that are just for sensory, and then they have the others that actually have the different colors. And I'm always saying like, oh, this is a crab, or this is a duck, and this is the red color, this is black, this is white. I try to call out what it is. I mean, he pretty much just puts the cards in his mouth. I mean, he first will stare at it like, oh my God, what is this? And then he'll end up putting it in his mouth because honestly, at this age, that's how babies learn. It's kind of like puppies too, which is very, very, it kind of ties together. Like dogs learn through like smelling and tasting, you know, and touching and getting into stuff. And it's kind of the same way with babies. They learn through putting things in their mouth, which you have to always watch because they'll be putting everything in their mouth, and as well as using like their hands and their feet and rolling into things. So that's another thing that in the last 3 months, we've noticed that Noah has started to do. So that's it for this 6-month update. Thank you so, so much for tuning into today's video. Please thumbs up, share, like, comment, and subscribe. Join the village. I would love to have you a part of our village, honey. To everyone who is a villager, thank you so much for your support. Without you, this channel will not be where it is today. So come on and join the party. And I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Take care. And we will definitely be back for Noah's 9-month update in a few months. Peace out. Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. I know what you're about to do. You're about to click away from this video. But guess what? Before you click away, I want you to keep watching. And here's why. On this side, I have a video that is the exact same topic of this video that you just watched. And I know you're going to be interested in it because you watched this video, okay? And on this side, I have put together my top videos from this channel that I know you are going to love. It's just a couple of videos, nothing too crazy, but I would love for you to keep watching content on this channel before you click away to another channel, all right? So if you haven't become a part of the village, this is another great opportunity to know why you should come on in, all right? So take your pick, this video or this video. Either way, keep watching. Peace out.